The Astros have been accused of cheating by using equipment. The Giants hire a manager, and the baseball writers pick their awards winners. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Baseball, where we got some juicy storylines here. Some fun, some excitement. It's maybe baseball. Jake, you always want this, has taken the top story in sports in the offseason, dominating the content calendar. Way to go, baseball. Good stuff all around. Oh, wait, it's a bunch of cheating and a bad look. Damn. Well, this episode of Talkin' Baseball is brought to you by Sam, Warren Novascone, Charles Stillman, and Alex Broad. Our most recent Patreon supporters, patreon.com/Jomboy Media. I need to give out the jerseys from the raffle winners from October. We've been in a crazy spiral, so that will happen. And there will be a winner for November as well. So join up, $2 a month. You help us out as we grow. And we're hoping to start really pounding the extra content for you guys as well once we kind of get going here in the off season. My name's Jomboy, coming to you from Manhattan. And I got Jake. He's in Denver. And he looks really good. And he's really excited to talk to you guys. And Jake, floor's all yours.
Damn, what a lead-in. That's how we do it. Awards. Yeah, man. What a day. Baseball won. Tuesday, November 12th. They won the news cycle. Everyone was talking about Mike Schilt and that NL Coach of the Year award, so that's good for baseball. Yeah, and I don't know. Are we past accusations with the Astros cheating? I'm kind of talking to the right guy, but...
Well, you have some firsthand accounts from inside we'll back up. Yeah, we're a little past accusations.
Yeah.
We're a little past accusations. It's happened. And, oh my God, are the Astros fans in a tailspin, Jake?
Oh, a lot of backs against the wall.
I admire them. Their backs against the wall right now, and they are just throwing punches and kicks, maybe some scratches, maybe they'll spit on you, and they're just doing whatever they can to deflect. That's how all their arguments start. It's like a muttered sentence where they don't know which excuse they're going to use. That's what the Astros fans are doing right now. There's a couple I saw that are pretty taking it in stride and be like, this sucks. And we'll get into everything because there are other teams doing this. It's not just the Astros and all that nonsense, but it's bad luck.
Yeah, I had one guy gave the fellow named Scott, and he showed his cards pretty quickly that he was an Astros fan, not arguing with any logic or facts, but he was fighting. He was on the front lines, and you need those guys.
You need them. I admire them, dude. I have this woman who's like 1 second in a paragraph. She was like, who the fuck is this Jim Bob? Which is great.
That's good.
Great. Old Trump tax. Just say the name wrong. She's like, she goes in the first paragraph, she's like, probably lives at home with his mom watching Astros video all day. And then in the second part of the tweet, she said, and then sends it to the Yankees to help them cheat. And like, that's badass. You have me like at home with my mom, and now you have me as a secret informant for the Yankees. Like, am I super cool or super lame? Make up your mind, lady.
Yeah. That sounds like the start of a pretty cool like magazine. Like that's the next Marvel comic. Yeah. For my guy Scotty, he's like, okay, so we've got one piece of evidence and we're rolling with this. And I was like, well, we got a lot more now. Yeah. And so I was like, I know this is lame, but I knew he was back against the wall, scratching and clawing. So I did the gif of the classic Scotty doesn't know. F-U-M-E. So I put that, and I said, I was like, hey, I know this is a layup, but you got to make the layups. Like, I know it's not the most creative GIF, but I know it works right here. And Scott goes, oh, wow, very clever. Next time, don't let your kids run your Twitter account. And I was like, you're going to try to clever me and you're using the old video game excuse that's been going for 30 years? Oh, my little brother had the remote. It's like, get out of here. I appreciate that you're scratching and clawing, Houston. Let's see where this lands.
I'm trying to find this lady because she just went off. I woke up to one guy, an Astros fan, who had messaged me like 5 paragraphs.
Yeah.
Oop.
Oh,
Well,
that's
ding.
him.
That was him. Yeah, that's another one. So whatever. It's fun. If you have no idea what we're talking about, we'll back it up even further. So the Astros cheating with cameras and any team cheating with cameras has been a thing, a rumor, a hushed conversation for a couple seasons now. And I don't know why, but Mike Fiers, who pitched for the Astros, then went on to pitch for the Tigers, and now he's with the Athletics. He broke Giancarlo Stanton's face and has a stupid beard that, like, there's a patch on his face that he can't grow. So sometimes he swirls his beard around that.
Well, I think that's a pretty normal beard for a lot of people. So thank you.
He's thrown 2 no-hitters. Mike Fiers. Uses pine tar? Mike Fiers. Everyone does. Just getting all the info I have on Mike Fiers out on the table now.
Okay.
He went on record with my dude, Ken Rosenthal, and said they have a system in place where they have a camera on the catcher, and then they have it fed, wired to a computer in the tunnel, and there's a guy's watching it, and there's a guy next to the garbage can that bangs on the garbage can for off-speed pitches. Danny Farquhar, so that's an inside source saying, yeah, I was part of it. I don't like it. I try to tell any new pitcher when I'm on other teams, hey, this stuff happens, so be aware of it. Danny Farquhar, guy from Shrek, who almost died, and then made an awesome recovery. That's everything I know about Danny Farquhar. He says, yeah, I heard it. I was pitching against them in 2017, and every time the catcher put down the changeup sign, I heard banging, so I changed the signs. And that's what we found on the video that I did the breakdown on. If you go, all right, anyone that's bored as fuck, right? If you're bored as fuck after you listen to this podcast at your office and you have the ability to have downtime, go to YouTube and type the words in all caps at AT, then HOU, all caps, 2017. And that will give you all the full games that are on YouTube, right? So at Houston dash 2017. That will give you all the full games that MLB or any YouTube account has of games that took place at Minute Maid Park in 2017. And just go to the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, and you'll hear banging before breaking pitches. I was doing it last night. It's too easy. It's literally almost every game. So, I mean, this is why we see catchers throw multiple signs with no one on base. The only reason they do that is because they think people have cameras. And announcers used to kind of scoff at it and say, oh, everyone's hypersensitive now. Maybe the players know some shit we didn't. Maybe they knew this was really happening. So, I mean, it's kind of everything. I've been told to go look at the playoff film, which I'm going to try and look at that. And, yeah, it's pretty bad.
It sucks. It sucks. And we're going to do awards on the second half of this episode, and I mean it trickles into stuff like that. Yordan Alvarez wins Rookie of the Year. Did he know what pitches were coming for part of that? Did John Means get screwed over a little bit? We'll do that a little later, but yeah, and I'll give the generic thing just because, again, if you're a baseball fan and you're listening to this, you probably know. But if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That phrase has gone with every sport throughout the years, and there is a fine line. And our guy Jeff Passan, I saw him on SVP Sports Center last night, which, again, hey, baseball was talked about on SVP Sports Center. We did it. But he said, and it was a really good delivery by him. I'm going to give him a slap on the pooper at
do his
at
delivery
meetings. He goes, well, he basically said that. He goes, cheating has been a part of baseball since day one, or sign stealing has been a part of baseball since day one. And then he pauses and he goes, but there is a fine line, and the Astros crossed that line.
There's gamesmanship, and then there's breaking the rules.
Yeah, it's and we've seen it for years. So like I guess Houston's gonna get shat on pretty hard, but know that this has literally happened for years. We've had telescopes in the outfield going back to like the 1920s. We've had all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I mean there's an aspect of this has been done before, but it's also with technology getting better. I mean, right now, basically the assumption is they have a live feed focused on the sign the camera's giving, guy in the dugout ready to whack a trash can if it's an off-speed pitch.
I was just on some radio show.
We'll talk about that guy's job.
So I was just on some radio show this morning. Tucker, this is rude of me, but I honestly don't know. Tucker Ross show, Home and Home with Tucker Ross, something like that. They had me on, very nice of them. And I kind of stumbled into that thought process that you just had. Like, who the fuck's that guy? Just all game, just with a baseball bat? And then like a guy looking at a computer, off speed. Boom. Boom. Like, give me footage of that dude. Imagine casually walking by that, and it's like a guy hunched over at a computer screen and another guy with a baseball bat. And like, you just walk by and like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Oh, we're giving the guys the signs.
Yeah, I would love to know more about that dynamic.
I heard a rumor.
Exhausting.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that it was Taubman was the one banging the garbage cans.
Yeah, that is the big rumor swirling the internet that all of this is Taubman.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I do respect the hustle on Astros fans saying that. Like,
they've said that?
If you've got, I mean, they're saying it jokingly, but if you've got a guy already going down with the ship, yeah,
fucking Taubman.
Just tie that anchor to Tobby. So yeah, it's like you were a big part of the reveal to the world yesterday with the video, and as I told you, I rarely like to fluff your balls, but I think it's some of your best work. And like when Danny Farquhar steps off when he calls for that third changeup, you're like, yep, okay, because like you could start playing these games where it's kind of maybe this is a coincidence. There's some banging going on. Maybe they just know what's coming. They're really good with sequencing. Then when you see him step off, it's kind of like this. Oh, yep. So everyone knows what's going on, and they have the ex-players. Mike Fiers is on the forefront, and people were guessing at the other former Astros who were involved in this, and like giving confessions, basically. So, yeah, it's it's not good. Thank God. Dude, no, it's a big thank God here. How about if the Astros won it this year?
Yeah.
Like, how bad would that be for where we are right now?
Maybe it'd be even more fun.
And like we said that, I think we said that during the World Series. What was the game where Rendon hits the home run after the interference call in the baseline, and we're like, thank God that happened, because that saved everyone some terrible baseball drama. Thank God Washington won, because this would be 10 times the story. Otherwise.
A lot of people are wondering, like, what happens? And I would probably want our thoughts on what happens. And I disappointed the radio show I was on because I said I don't think anything happens. I'll prepare myself for baseball to not do a thing, because baseball's going to baseball.
Well, something's going to happen, but
it's
fine. However you label anything.
Light, fine. I feel I want big things to happen. I want the MLB to...
Well, say that. Say what you're feeling.
Well, I want them to. I don't think they will.
Right. Well, give us both.
I don't think titles or anything should be rescinded. Fuck that. I don't care about that. Like, rescinding stuff, I think, is so lame. And anyone who, like, rejoices in something being rescinded, like, come on. I don't... Get over it. Astros won the World Series. Catch them in the act. But I do think should be some harsh penalties moving forward. I think they're going to go back and look at all this footage. And like I just told people, go find it. Anyone can find it. If you're listening for banging, and I think in 2018, 2019, they changed systems or whatever because like that was so obvious.
Yeah.
So I would like harsh penalties. I don't even know what that means. Like draft picks, fines, all that stuff. I'd like teams to not feel like they can do this because a lot of other teams are doing this. And it sucks that the Astros are going to have to be the scapegoat here and the example setters. But there's also a reason for that. Everyone hates these guys across baseball.
Yeah.
Like not just fans. Like I have people reaching out to me that I can't say, so whatever, but are like, hey, do this more. Check out this game. Check out this game. Like we need this to blow up. People within baseball, they want the Astros to be taken down. So I don't know why the Astros are hated from within. The smugness or how blatant it is or whatever, but.
Well, it was the smugness. It's Taubman. It's a little bit that fan base that was ready for a dynasty that now looks a lot different. And that was one of my favorite things yesterday was like, hey, Houston PR after winning the ALCS is like, ooh, we might have to start prepping for the World Series. And then it's like, oh, well, we've got an assistant GM who mocks domestic violence. And then we tried to ruin a reporter's career. Okay. And then we lost the World Series. Oh, and yeah, now we're cheaters. Okay. So that's kind of a tough cycle. Yeah, I think what's going to happen is that they're going to get, and it depends what you consider a big fine or not a big fine. And Passan talked about this a little bit. That I think they can get a fine. It's like 2 or 3 million max. Because there's like rules in different CBAs and stuff about this. Like if you are caught doing this, these are the penalties. And so I think it's loss of draft picks and there's a decent fine. But that's not enough. Like if that is how this all ends and it's like, well, yeah, it says we could take away 5 of their draft picks and fine them $3 million. Guess what? They don't give a shit. They won a World Series. That's the goal. Mm-hmm. And yeah, when you talk about something drastic happening, like we're not going to get to the level that they actually put an asterisk in the book. I think it's just going to be something known that goes on with this team when you do look back in history. They're not taking down flags or anything. They do need to take it a step further, and I don't know. I'm running hot from yesterday because I listened to some Bart Giamatti stuff, which was actually awesome. Former MLB commissioner, and he's well known for being the guy that suspended Pete Rose. I don't know. They need to find a way to make Houston an example because guess what? If you're an organization and you're just gonna lose, ask every fan base and organization if they could trade a couple draft picks and $2 million for a World Series, because they would. So they need to find a way to make an example. I don't know if it's something with Hinch. I mean, can you like ban Hinch from baseball? Like that would be a nuke, and that would keep managers on their toes. I don't know. They need to find something to make an actual example of them. Because what we're talking about, I mean, 2017, Altuve wins the MVP. They win the World Series that year. We're going to talk about Yordan Alvarez winning the Rookie of the Year later. And that's part of Mike Fiers' speech that's important is he's like, yeah, man, when I was on the Tigers, we had young pitchers going in there, and I was like, their career's about to be ruined because they're not going to get through 2 innings if these guys know what pitches are coming. And it's true. Like the actual day-to-day ripple effects of this are awful.
Yeah, it's really bad. And I mean, I'm just watching my notifications come in and just like remembering all the scratch it and claw the Astros fans are doing. Someone's like, oh, so they cheated to pop out. It's like the results don't matter. The Astros were better on the road in 2017 than they were at home. They're still a really good baseball team full of really good players. The results don't make the cheating less. Using technology to get the pitches is bad. Whether it helps you win or it doesn't, it's against the rules. Strictly against the rules.
Yeah. And it's I saw people coming out with those stats, and they're like, well, it doesn't matter. And it's like, well, that's not the point.
That's not the point at all.
It's not the point, and you don't know how much it matters. What if they were supposed to be what if they were going to be worse at home? What if there was stuff they were doing on the road? I know some players were hinting at that the other day. So, I don't know. Like, that's the part when you opened with accusations, I said we're past that, but there's still, I wouldn't say tip of the iceberg, but there's still a lot to unfurl here, and what was actually going down, and were they doing stuff on the road? And that one chart that guy posted in the feed with the
walk to strikeout rate,
strikeout percentage minus walk percentage or something like that, and it's a pretty it's like you said this, and it's one of my favorite things you've ever said, Jim, ever.
Wow.
It was we were working with a chart one day, and it just looked like a fake chart. It looked like if you were making a movie and you needed a chart in the background. Like it looked like a fake chart. This chart looked like a real chart, but it looked like it was perfect. It was exact correlation. Like, all 29 MLB teams were just a little better or a little worse at doing from their strikeout percentage minus their walk percentage, except the Astros, who they were their own little place. And it was funny. I didn't fully bite my tongue, but one of the geeks came in and was like, well, these are still good baseball players, and that it doesn't seem significant enough with the cheating. And it's like, you have no idea the significance of the cheating. All I have in front of me is a graph that has all the other baseball teams in a line, and then Houston's not in that line with cheating allegations. They referenced Pete Alonso. They were like, well, Pete Alonso hit the most home runs. That doesn't mean he's cheated. And I was like, well, if you found out he had a corked bat, that would mean that. So I don't know. Baseball's in a little bit of a tizzy. We've got Astros fans backs against the wall. We've got analytics people trying to defend it with analytics when it's like, hey, you guys, you wait a second, because we'll use you, but cheating is cheating.
This is the Astros fans.
Wow. Good.
It's pretty good.
Good podcast visuals.
Oh, it was for the YouTube crowd. Crowd only. And do we have anything else on this? I'm very interested to see where it lands. Interested what Hinch says, because when the Yankees said they were heard whistling out of the dugout and stuff like that, obviously, hey, you know who was on the New York Yankees in 2019? Cameron Maybin. You know who was on the Houston Astros in 2017? Cameron Maybin. Then Cameron Maybin told his teammates in the ALCS, hey, listen for some stuff coming from their dugout. Plausible? In my head, it's plausible. So the Yankees are on high alert. This is rumored within the walls. Hey, check out when you play in Minute Maid Park. Listen for stuff coming from their dugout. Yankees listen. They hear some whistling. And then A.J. Hinch just scoffs at it. If I knew it was that easy to get in their heads, we would practice that at spring training. Hinch, we see right through you now. I liked you. I thought you were a super cool guy. Super cool guy. Nah, smug bastard. There's only one way to lie, Jake, and it's to be smug about it.
If the MLB were to give out a significant punishment, is Hinch the guy?
I have no idea. All I know is that they can, if the MLB wants to, spend time and money, they can do a full investigation. They have the entire 2017 home games, all 81 of them. They have the isolated audio of just the park. I don't have that. We don't have that. They don't offer it right now. They can do an extensive look into this and listen for the banging, and they can ask people within the inside, like, hey, can you corroborate Fiers' story? You were in there, and it should be a very easy investigation. Like, people on Twitter are saying, because all the Astros are saying, we don't have anything, and like some lawyer chimed in, is actually, you have enough to go to trial right now. You have enough, you have inside witnesses, you have evidence, like you have testimonial, like you have enough right now. And that's what you're saying is past accusations. We kind of have enough. So we'll see how MLB acts on this. I'm not holding my breath. And I also, make it stop in the future and have the Astros be embarrassed about it for now. And that's enough for me. basically make it stop in the future.
And I think the other thing that we unfortunately need to address, because maybe some of the crazies are on here that are saying just that it's just Yankee sour grapes. I think you're going to find out in the coming months or so that it's not just Yankee sour grapes. Does it suck that the Yankees lost to them in the ALCS twice in the past 3 years? Absolutely. And depending what actual punishments come from it. But no, it's just when you get introduced to the world of baseball, I mean, there's a couple things you learn. It's like, okay, don't step on the foul line. That's a little more gimmicky. But I mean, you don't steal signs in an unorthodox way using technology or anything outside of the realm of the baseball field or context clues. And that's the part that I think sucked for us the most, Jim, was that we saw the tipping pitches this year in the, what was it, Glasnow for the Rays.
Yeah.
He kept his hands lower if he was throwing off speed and his hands higher if he was throwing a fastball. And it's like, that is the beauty of baseball. Like being able to find that out and being like, yup, game time. And then cheating. It's cheating. Gamesmanship and cheating.
Yeah. I think that's all we have to say on this one, which will end this first half of the show and this portion of the YouTube video. Thanks for watching.